Hello, welcome to Drinking with Comics. I'm Sean, and light week this week on my pull. However, when I lack in comics, I make up for in beer. My neighbor Vince brought me this from Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is Cherry Street Brewing's Coconut Porter in the big ass can. I fucking love this, man. Brewed by Cherry Street North Shore LLC in Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is 6.0 ABV. This was canned on 11/22, 32 full ounces, 1 quart. Vince has talked very favorably about this beer, and I appreciate to no end that he brought me a can. It's been a while since I've had a coconut porter. I think it's a big thing in Tennessee. I've heard of, well, it's a hard can to pour, I'll tell you that. I've heard of quite a few breweries that have them, so I'm looking forward to trying more. So let's do that right there. Very porter nose, as one would expect. Oh, shit. You can hear the effervescent fizzing of the head as it dissipates. Ah, damn, that is a damn good beer. I think coconut porter is a little bit of a misnomer. I think you expect more of a coconut taste, and that generally, with my experience with them, which admittedly has only been maybe two or three that I've had, I couldn't tell you the other ones. I feel like Yeti makes one, and I don't know who else. The coconut kind of offsets the roasted hops. Cherry Street Brewing in Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is absolutely fantastic. And I'll use that fantastic adjective to segue into the first book this week. So I've been waiting for this for 30 days. This is Something is Killing the Children, number 35. This just absolutely blew me away. At the end of 34, I'm not going to do any spoilers. The end of 34, shit went really pear-shaped for Erica and the other characters. Gabby, who I'd become very attached to as a character and didn't realize it, was left in peril. And the showdown with Cutter, the kind of rogue agent from the House of Dragon, sent to clean up Erica's messy existence at this point. Man, there's so much writing on this issue, and it delivers across the board. It completely exceeded and undermined all my expectations. And you know what's more? So I've mentioned before, I track what's coming out. I keep track of what I have with CLZ, which is an app you can pay. I think it's like $15 a year. It's really, really good for keeping track of what you have. I keep track of what's coming out using a website, League of Comic Book Geeks. When you look at a current issue, you can either go previous or next, and it'll show you either the previous issue or the next issue. And with this book, and with a lot of Tinian stuff and other books as well, but when the arc is done, they haven't solicited the next one. So it's just blank. It looks the same way as when a series ends. There's just not a next button. And that is the case with this. Now, we know this is coming back, right? This is obviously super popular, and there's nothing in this that ties up the series at all. But what it does do is move us into a completely new ground, much the same way after the initial story kind of changed the whole series. This does that as well. And man, I don't know. I'm really, it was emotional. It was an emotional read. It was really, really good. And I'll just say this again, because I did not start reading this book until about a year ago. And I don't know what it was. It was part of the hype thing with it, and partly because I had held number one in my hand when it came out and not picked it up, because at that time I was like trying to trim what I was reading. I was like, do I really need to read this? And I so regretted it. And Man, since I've started reading it, I've never looked back. I read everything in the first 4 trades and then picked it up monthly, and it is one of my most eagerly anticipated books every month. And this was probably my most anticipated issue of the entire year of 2023, and it met and exceeded all my expectations. Next, another one that really kind of blew me away. What's the Furthest Place from Here? Number 16. So again, no spoilers, but at the end of 15, you can see we've been on the cusp of some revelations, and you really get them. Talk about another book that delivers what was set up previously. I just finished reading this. I'm really kind of blown away by everything that was given to us in this, and it didn't feel like too much. I mean, it's still not everything, but there's so many answers in here. They really just lead to more questions, but it's not in a frustrating way. I think if you're reading this series, you'll be very pleased. They tie it really nicely together with the Academy rip at the end. Really cool Hall & Oates ode. And man, just Tyler Boss's art I feel like it's even changing. There were some panels in here where I was like, this is not like what he's drawn in here before. A couple that almost looked like it defied, because this book has a style. Tyler Boss has a style. Saw it on Dead Dog's Bite, saw it in this, was it 5 Kids Walk Into a Bank or 3 Kids? I forget what that is, but another great book. I love his style. And there's pages in this or panels where it deviates, and it's on purpose, and it's cool because it's, at first I was like, there was a fill-in artist for a while, or maybe a couple of them, if I remember earlier in the year. And I was like, wait, is this a fill-in artist? But no, it's Boss. And he's just doing different things for different effects. It's really cool. And, the thing too with this book is the revelations aren't even that important to me. It's a plus that they're great, that the story is great, the world building is great. But the way they write the characters, I don't even care. I'm here for the characters and the dialogue and the interaction. Some people say it's too cute, it's too self-aware, it's twee. I don't think it's any of those things. I don't know. This is just one of the most unique and special books I've read in a very long time. And then last one I got today, and I haven't read it yet because I started reading it. I'm like, it's not going to meet up to those two. No offense to it. It's just that's such a high bar. So number 3 of American Mythology Productions, Night of Living Dead Kin. And, this is just, I talked about this on here previously. American Mythology did a 4-issue miniseries earlier in the year that kind of extrapolated Night of the Living Dead, George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, one of the all-time greatest horror movies, obviously. And now this is kind of like, okay, let's see what was going on at the same time with other people. And so that's cool. Looking forward to reading it. I'm just going to have to wait a little bit because, yeah, I mean, just 2 fucking powerhouses, I picked up a copy of Unnatural Order #1 because I missed it last week, and my A Most Horrible Library co-host Chris Saunders asked me to read it, and I read it online and really liked it. So I bought the first issue, and I'll continue reading the series. That Most Horrible Library episode should be dropping any day now. If it's up when I post this, I'll put a link. There's a DC Connect, which is their version of previews. I just looked through this, and I don't know. I'm faithfully unkind to DC, and I apologize to DC fans, but I just look at this and I'm like, there's like a book apparently called Green Lantern War Journal. Just really, got any original ideas? That was my pull. I'm going to probably reread Something's Killing the Children, which will take all of 5 minutes, and drink the rest of this beer. But tomorrow, Mike Schinnebarger and I will have a little something special up. Till then, cheers. Hi, I'm Sean. Join me and my friends every week for the Horror Vision, where we talk about horror movies.